Hi everyone, welcome to Art Talk. I'm Laura Horowicz, co-founder of Carousel Fine Art. Today we're here at our Atlanta gallery in the heart of Buckhead Village with one of our prized artists from Cuba, now living in New York. His name's Eric Alfaro.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm very grateful too.
Happy to have you here and happy to open the window, as we talked about earlier, for the viewers, for collectors, people that admire your work, just to have a little bit more of an understanding of you as a person and you as an artist. So I'll give a quick introduction of his work for those that don't know. Eric was deeply inspired by some of the greatest Impressionist paintings, specifically Monet. He studied at the Academy of Arts in Cuba, where he met his lovely wife, and they share a son together. And it was a very beautiful and wonderful moment when we met. Philippe and I had just opened Carousel Fine Art as a brick and mortar. You came to the gallery space. We had just literally gotten the keys, I think, the day before. And you showed us your book, and it was just, I think it was a kismet moment where there was just a lot of synergies. His work was very outside of our current repertoire at that moment, and I think it added a very interesting element that we were missing. So thank you for that.
No, thanks to you, always. Yes, sure.
And so now we're here today and getting prepared for our opening tonight for the Blossoms series. It's going to be the first time that this series has been shown as a solo exhibition. We've got a couple, as you can see behind us, of works of his landscape series and water garden series. So we will talk about how this has transitioned and how this has evolved, with the earliest series kind of leaning more towards this spectrum, a little bit more on the cusp of traditional work, that some might say. But I think what truly sets your work apart is this like mastery of colors and the ability to capture light.
Thank you.
Is there anything maybe from either when you were studying at the academy or from when you were a child, like how did it come about? How did it come about that you?
Yes, from the professional part, everything started after during the academy, and after that, I love the impressionist painters, post-impressionist too, Van Gogh, Monet, one of my favorites, since that times to the current days.
We've coined him as the modern day Monet for those that don't know.
Well, yeah, they are very important reference in my work, definitely. I have a big influence of them, so I try to put part of my soul in them. Everything started, I think, with the landscape. I start painting landscapes most of all. Inside the landscapes, in some point, I make some ponds and water lilies. Don't want something that I was very focused on that. Was just part of the landscapes. I paint some landscapes from Italy too in my beginnings, with the pines, and sometimes I put like houses, tiny houses. Sometimes any element that from the past of the human in the landscape, something like that. And in some point, I start painting more and more the ponds. They have like acceptable. Yeah, the people like them. I continue with that. Well, that was the start of a series. I don't paint any more, all kind of landscapes. I'll focus more on
The water
the
garden.
ponds, yeah, on the water gardens. Uh,
And
that was the start, yeah.
I like there was a quote that you had said, I guess it was last year when we were highlighting the koi series, which we'll touch on,
Mm,
which the koi is the protagonist of the land of
mm,
the water gardens.
mm.
And the fact that you had said that the water gardens are really the only gardens in the world that are just kind of develop on their own. They just kind of thrive and come about. They're just kind of magnanimous in a way that's very interesting and elegant and just tranquil.
Yeah, the kois started from the water gardens.
Yeah.
In some point that I tried to reinvent and try to find something different, trying to uh, continue with the series, but from other points of view. And with one piece, I put a few kois, trying to see how they looks. I always love the Asian culture, the Japanese culture too. It's very attractive to me. I just love it. Don't know why, but I like it.
Just makes you feel good.
Yeah, it's very universal.
Right.
Everyone like it. And I start uh, putting the kois in the pond landscapes, in the water gardens. Then there will uh, less pond, and that is it's like a transformation of
Right.
the work of the series.
And even style-wise, it became
Yeah,
very gestural, very
yeah,
expressive, which I thought was maybe more fun for you to play
yes,
outside the color outside the lines.
yes. I
Yeah.
start very traditional, but with time, I I make my effort to try to be a little more expressive, more contemporary. Try to find myself more than than the technique, and to paint.
To really
With the
explore.
right colors. It's beautiful to explore, and trying to enjoy the process. It's part of uh, enjoying enjoying the art process. It's I think it's a very important part for every artist to discover himself. Uh,
And it's
so
been fun to watch you play. I'm sure a lot of our viewers have seen your Instagram
oh yeah.
and you splashing paint and you mixing the oils, mixing acrylics, and um, it's definitely very spontaneous a lot of times,
Thank
I
you. Thank
think.
you. Yeah, the social media, it's a great it's a great tool to to bring the spectator, the people, to the artist studio, and
Inside your bubble.
and
Yeah.
try to they can form part a little from the intimity, I don't know, of the artist, and can enjoy and learn a little about the process of the creation of the pieces. It's I find it nice,
And fun, I think.
and fun. Yeah, yeah, sure.
And so when we first, started representing your work, many of our collectors and art enthusiasts, they could not believe you were as young as you are.
Oh,
So I think this exploration and really leaning outside of where you started in your very academic process of art, and now where it's led towards, it's it's breathing that young energy into a very refined way of painting, which
oh,
I think everyone is really loving so far.
thanks God.
Thank God. Thank God for all of us. Um, and I want to touch on that a little bit as well. So with the Blossom series and kind of going outside of the lines and you doing these kind of very disruptive things with, you know, subject matter and motifs that were more on the style of traditional. We've got oil paintings with spray paint incorporated.
Yeah.
We've got, you can see on his Instagram where he's finished this beautiful painting, and then he'll take a spatula and just run it through, and that's really become kind of the coined signature of the finished touch of one of your floral works. What made you do that the first time? Was it just something you always wanted to try, or?
Sometimes I make these things with the spatula, but not was more like in tiny places and not too. I don't know. Sometimes one discovered things in the art process. You try, you make mistakes, you make errors, you try to make it better. You try with different tools one have in the studio, and it was very spontaneous. I liked the effect. Can open like a door for interpretations of the, because it's very of the Blossom series. I love that series. It's I started the Blossom series. It's like it's the next stage of the kois and the water gardens that have flowers too, and the flowers will be present in my career always. You know me, when I paint portraits with flowers and things of. So the blossoms, I have the inspiration with the start of the spring. It's the flower that marks the start of the spring.
The end of winter. New rebirth, refresh.
Yeah, it's like the rebirth is like for the Japanese culture represents the new life, but also represents the short that the life can be. I found a certain dramatism and a beauty on that. It's was the main thing that inspired me to paint them, and these things with the spatula makes like a sense, like the time, the past of time. Maybe can see it like a little blur, like a memory, something like that, and that makes sense with the blossoms for the short. They are so quick. They last like a week or 2 weeks, something like that. And it's between the concept and the technique, trying to mix it so it have sense. It's the main idea of that series, yeah. And continuing with the flowers, trying to trying to don't jump from one idea to other. Mostly trying to make a progression, a journey through my work with these elements of the Asian and Japanese culture, and the flowers that always been present. And about the process and the style, I'm always trying to inside my style, but trying new things, trying to
just to graduate it. And within the Blossom series, I can't stop looking around the room. They all have such a unique personality. Even like the vases that you've chosen to portray. Some are more glass, which I think is also quite beautiful. Some have a little bit more of this Japanese or Asiatic study with the dragon. I think we're in the year of the dragon this year, so that makes perfect sense. But I think you've done a brilliant job of capturing this fleeting memory and fleeting beauty, not only in spring, but in every floral that comes to mind. So thank you for that.
No, thanks to you. I'm very happy with this show. I can say is the most important solo show I have in my life. I'm very grateful with Philippe and you, of course, for showing, such of. There are a lot of pieces, and the sizes
And
are
it's
big.
taken a lot. It's been a year you've been working
Yeah,
on this
yeah,
show,
yeah.
so
It's been a lot of work, but yeah, I'm super happy with this show.
amazing. Well, we're happy to share it with you. I'm happy you were able to be here with the family
Yes.
as well. And before we close out, I'll just ask you one more thing, just to go back all the way to the beginning. We had dinner last night, and you mentioned that your mom saw something in you very young,
Yeah.
and was always pushing you to paint when you were younger.
Yeah, yeah. My father too,
Yeah.
both of them. But my mom was always, believing in me. I don't know. The moms, I think, know their sons or want the best for them. Uh, so yeah, she was always pushing me to. She don't push me, but she was.
Very encouraging.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I will always grateful for sure.
Amazing. Well, feminine energy and passing, fleeting beauty. I think that's the spirit of spring. And again, thank you for taking
No,
this
thank
interview.
you,
We're
thank
both
you.
outside of our comfort zones, and thank you for doing it in
Thanks to
English.
you, thanks to you, Laura.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
so much.
until next time, we will enjoy our show tonight and wish you all a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.